Hey, it's Paul Thomas from goutrevolution.com. Today we're talking about gout prevention. In this short video, I'm going to talk about the fallacy of the low purine diet as a gout prevention measure. Not only how it's not effective for your gout prevention, but how it could actually aggravate and cause gout attacks. I'll discuss the truth about drugs as a gout prevention. Plus, I'll talk about a better long-term solution, which is a new diet based on the latest science to get rid of your gout. And I'm not talking about the low purine diet. It's really important to note that the issue here is not that uric acid causes gout. That's an accepted fact that we understand that elevated uric acid levels increase the susceptibility of gout. The real issue is that dietary purines, the purines that come from the foods we eat, leads to an increase in uric acid and then leads to gout. This is the issue, that consuming a high purine diet causes gout. This is a perpetuated myth built on assumptions and faulty logic. So a common recommendation is the low purine diet. Now basically this diet will have you not eating your chicken, not eating beef, steak, lamb, definitely not eating seafoods or cheese or any of those types of indulgences because of their high purines. Basically what you're left with this diet is a very impractical, tasteless and hard to stick to diet that really has questionable results on your gout. So not only is the low purine diet impractical, but it doesn't even help gout. Scientists, researchers and gout experts have known this for over 30 years. Purine-free diets are not a plausible or effective treatment for gout, and they should no longer be prescribed, as the gout specialist Irvin Fox noted as far back as 1984 because of their ineffectiveness and their minor influence on the levels of uric acid. In real life, eating a low purine diet has been shown to have minimal effects on uric acid levels and on gout. A study of 60 patients showed a 1 milligram per deciliter reduction after 7 days, though they note that no significant reduction occurred after 5 days. So they had a study of 60 gout patients, they put them on a low purine diet, they monitored their uric acid levels, and they found no significant reduction after 5 days and a minimal reduction after 7 days. Here's an article from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, a case control study of the association of diet and obesity with gout in Taiwan. Look at the conclusion. Consumption of alcohol, but not of purine, may be a significant dietary risk factor for gout. Consumption of alcohol, but not of purine, may be a significant dietary risk factor for gout. Now, we've known, and it's been speculated for decades, that gout is heavily related to our diet. It's influenced by what we eat. Every gout sufferer knows this because we've had flare-ups, episodes or attacks after eating certain types of foods. The problem is a lot of the times we don't know what has triggered our gout. So when we look at diet, we can see that eating the wrong foods, can increase uric acid production, decrease uric acid excretion, with the end result being more total uric acid in the body. With more total uric acid in the body, you're going to massively increase your risk of a gout attack. So therefore, the goal should be to consume the right foods. By eating the right foods, we can increase the amount of uric acid excreted by our body, thereby lowering the total uric acid in our body. So we've got less uric acid, we decrease the chance of having a gout attack dramatically. The use of drugs is a common approach to treating or managing gout, but it's really important to understand that drugs only provide symptomatic relief, but they do very little for the underlying problem. So what I mean is that the use of drugs are just focused on relieving your symptoms. And there's nothing wrong with this. This is a great short-term approach. And for some people, if we're having a severe gout attack or it's a very acute, painful episode, we're looking for that instant relief. And we may need that to get through our day, or to get through, a period where we're having a very bad episode. But it's really important that we understand in the bigger picture of health and for the long term that drugs aren't a long-term solution to this. You don't want to be dependent on taking drugs all the time, because the fact of the matter is that there's still an issue going on in your body that's expressing these symptoms of gout. There's an underlying issue there, and that's why you're having these symptoms. And we know that drugs don't correct this underlying problem, because when we stop taking the medication or the drugs, your symptoms will come back and you'll have another attack. So the way that I like to explain the use of the analogy of symptoms and underlying cause is if we look at something like a smoke detector or smoke alarm. Okay, so we have a fire. This is the underlying cause of the problem, and a symptom is that the smoke detector starts to ring and make a noise. Okay, that's a symptom, a response to the underlying problem. Now, we can just turn off the smoke alarm. Okay, that will stop the annoying noise, all right, the disturbing noise, all right. But what about the bigger issue? What about the underlying cause, the fire? So the smoke alarm may have been turned off, but the underlying problem is still there. And this is very much like taking drugs for your condition of gout. You may stop the symptoms, but you do little for the underlying problem. Okay, that's a really important fact to consider. So, we know that eating a low purine diet isn't going to help our gout. So what are good foods for gout? The truth is, there are foods that can increase the excretion of uric acid from the body, and it also appears research is showing regulating the hormone insulin is really important for controlling our uric acid levels. So just to summarize, we talked about why the low purine diet isn't a good option for gout prevention. Not only is it poor at gout prevention, but it could actually aggravate and cause your gout attacks. We talked about the dangers of drugs for a long-term use of gout prevention. Plus, we talked about some key dietary principles that can lower your uric acid and should form the basis of your gout cures and prevention use. Thanks for watching. I've got a lot more great stuff to share with you about regaining your health naturally and getting rid of your gout. That's why I've put together this free report for you. So, grab your free report and discover why the low purine diet could actually be causing your gout and what the alternative is. All you need to do is click the link below in the description or visit www.goutrevolution.com/free. Just click the link below and get your free report now.